Get ready for the sounds of spooky music from Flagstaff's own symphony.
Students are now taking their safety into their own hands. Learn about what they are doing to stop school shooters.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Randy Fendley.
And I'm student anchor Paige Lawrenson. Thank you for joining us. Early yesterday morning, a fatal car crash in Prescott took the lives of 3 family members, which included 2 children. 23-year-old Juliana Hirsch and 9-year-old Jess Hirsch were declared dead at the scene of the accident, and later 15-year-old Jeremiah Hirsch died at the Phoenix Hospital. The investigation around 7:50 a.m. yesterday morning showed that the family's Chevrolet collided head-on with a Subaru on Outer Loop Road, which was being driven by 63-year-old Elaine Anderson. Anderson is expected to survive. Investigators are still trying to piece together what the cause of the accident was. The 65-foot luxury yacht owned by Las Vegas entertainer Wayne Newton has sunk in Lake Mead. National Park Service spokeswoman Christy Vanover confirms that the vessel was docked at the Temple Bar Marina Friday when it sank stern first in about 45 feet of water. Reports say that nobody was on the boat when it sank and there were no injuries. Newton and his wife were vacationing out of the country when they heard the news.
Motivated by the mass shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, a group of students in Washington, D.C. has come up with a way to keep intruders out of their classrooms. NAZ Today's Trevor Anthony has the details.
This is Dead Stop.
It costs just $5 to make and weighs less than a pound, but students at Benjamin Banneker Academic High School in Washington, D.C. hope that this simple invention could protect more students during school shootings than metal detectors and bag checks.
With active shooters being unfortunately so prevalent, we need to come up with other ways to secure buildings.
Students and teachers here have been so shaken by recent school shootings.
For me, the key shooting was in Columbine High School in Colorado, where it was actually a mathematics teacher who was killed, and I teach mathematics here.
That they've invented a locking device for classroom doors.
Because it happened in Connecticut, it can also happen here in D.C.
Made up of PVC pipe and a steel pin, the device can be fitted over any hydraulic door closer, and if there's ever an intruder in the hallway, it keeps the classroom firmly locked and prevents a gunman from gaining entry.
In lieu of trying to get all the school doors with deadbolt locks on it, I think this is a quick, practical way of doing it.
Like many schools across the country, classrooms here can't be locked from the inside for fire safety reasons.
I don't even have a handle on the inside of my door or any way to secure the inside of the door.
At Sandy Hook Elementary School last December, one teacher locked her students in a bathroom to protect them from 20-year-old gunman Adam Lanza.
The recent shooting in another school where the shooter broke into the building and shot a lot of kids, it inspired us because it proved out the building. It's like the doors aren't that secure.
Students here were recently awarded a $6,600 grant from Lemelson, MIT to develop a final version of their device.
Well, we're not ready for an IPO yet, but we anticipate having a really good prototype by this spring.
And with this crude safety mechanism, they say now they have an extra barrier in place if they ever hear gunshots from the hallway.
God forbid something happens, but my hope is that everyone is trained in how to use it and that everyone has it where it is available to use.
For NAZ Today, I'm Trevor Anthony.
What do the Death Star, Hogwarts, and the Temple of Doom have in common? We have the answer for you coming up.
Also, learn the importance of keeping your heart healthy and strong. Stay with us.
I'm student forecaster Virginia Beamer. Pretty cloudy outside today. Here's a look at that on the Southwest satellite and radar. You can see the cloud cover over most of northern Arizona. There was also some light rain showers over eastern Arizona and also northwest of us here in Flagstaff. Meteorologist Lee Bourne's going to talk more about that storm and your weekend forecast coming up.
Hi, I'm Lee from the Ski House in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I'd like to show you a little bit of our ski store. We've got the newest products for 2013 from Line, Armada, Rossignol, Scott, Marker, Full Tilt, and many others. If you see something on our wall and you want to try it, take part of our demo program. We have hundreds of demo skis you can try before you buy for as low as $45 a day. So come on up to Flagstaff when you're going out to the Arizona Snow Bowl, and you can be as stylish as our model Holly. She's got some of the latest helmets from Burn, Spy, Nomis, and pants from Sessions. Not just stylish, but also technical. Ski Haas, we got you covered, any budget.
Modern Grove Neighborhood Eatery and Market defines the heartbeat of our local community by bringing together the food and families that call it home. Modern Grove, located on South Milton Road, open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come enjoy the aroma and taste of our homemade bread, pizzas, and much more. Sit outside on our patio for a relaxing afternoon beverage.
The Halloween spirit will be taking the stage beside the Flagstaff Symphony this Friday. NAZ Today's Sierra Ferguson attended the dress rehearsal to bring us more.
In terms of Flagstaff Symphony Orchestra performances, the force will be strong with this one. Flagstaff Symphony is gearing up for their annual Halloween concert, where they plan to take the audience into space and the wizarding world.
I knew I wanted to do a program of John Williams music, and because it sort of settled in on the October or our Halloween date, I thought, well, let's pick two of the perhaps more Halloween-oriented characters from the films that John Williams has scored. And one is, of course, Harry Potter, the Marvelous Wizard, and the other is Darth Vader, Lord of Darkness. So I just thought that that would be fun if they met.
Friday's performance is not going to be just your ordinary pop showcase. Instead, the orchestra members will be arriving in costume.
The Halloween concert is special because you get to come dressed in your favorite costume. You don't have to, but the majority of people do come dressed. It's fun because the music is fun, and we have a really appreciative audience.
The percussion section takes pride in their coordinating costumes every year. I wonder what they'll be wearing this year.
One of my favorites was when we all dressed up as Elizabeth, our conductor. So we had blonde wigs and stuffed bras, so we tried to look like her.
Conductor Elizabeth Schultz told us why this show's program should appeal to a large audience.
At least 3 generations will recognize music from almost their childhood, or at least, you know, their young college days, and the little babes will certainly know some of the Star Wars or the Harry Potter film music.
So I hope everyone enjoys the concert and hope we have a good show.
Keep an eye out for some of your favorite characters on the stage this Friday. With videographer Gavin Dunham for NAZ Today, I'm Sierra Ferguson.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Flagstaff is doing its part to bring attention to the cause.
NAZ Today's Sierra Ferguson sat down with Deborah Fresquez to find out more.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so to talk about domestic violence issues in our community is Deborah Fresquez from the Victim Witness Services. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you.
So I'm wondering if you could tell us, first of all, what your organization does.
Yes, Victim Witness in Coconino County is a nonprofit organization. We help advocate for victims and witnesses of crime. Legally, victims have rights, and it's our job to help educate what those rights are so they can participate in the criminal justice system if they choose to. We also respond. We are a crisis response organization, so we also go out into the community and help clients within the community if they're in a crisis.
Definitely. And I know that a lot of people might be hesitant to report domestic violence that they might see or hear. What would you say to people to encourage them to step forward?
Well, one of the issues with domestic violence is it is a silent crime. And so we always try to encourage people to reach out. They can do that anonymously through their local police. They can contact our agency. We operate off of confidentiality other than we're mandated reporters. But, you know, it's a matter of educating, and our agency tries to do that, is just continually educate about what domestic violence is and how they can help.
And what else can we do as a community to sort of prevent domestic violence in Flagstaff and in this area?
Education. Just educating about what it is. And we just did there's a fatality review committee within our within Coconino and Flagstaff, and the purpose of that is to review any death or near death due to a domestic violence situation. And what developed out of that was a safety assessment, and in that safety assessment we tried to determine the safety of the victim and the accountability for the perpetrator. And so with the local police agency, one of the big things that came out of that was a safety tool that the police department's going to incorporate. And so that right there is huge for the victim.
It's great collaboration. Well, thank you so much again, Deborah, for joining us today.
Knowing your target heart rate as you work out can help you gauge how hard you're pushing yourself. Reporter Aurelia Aquati tells us more in today's Health Minute.
Jump. Exercising at the right intensity helps you get the most out of your workout and strengthens the heart.
The heart is like any other muscle in the body. We want to work on strengthening it. By doing exercise, we work on making the heart more efficient at pumping blood to the muscles.
Right now, where are you at?
112.
Okay. Monitoring your heart rate lets you know if you're working too hard or not hard enough. Measuring your progress starts by calculating your maximum heart rate, which is about the highest number of beats the heart can sustain during 1 minute of exercise.
Which is easily calculated by 220 minus your age.
So if you're 40 years old, your maximum heart rate is about 180 beats per minute. But you shouldn't often push your heart to that extreme. Instead, experts say exercise within 60 to 80% of your maximum heart rate. For a 40-year-old, this means getting your heart pumping between 108 and 144 beats per minute. Using a heart rate monitor can help you keep track, or you can learn to tell by how you feel.
I want to be where I'm not quite out of breath, but I can't take an easy breath. I can't sing, for example.
And go. She'll have to leave the singing and celebrating for after the workout. For NAZ Today, I'm Aurelia Aquati.
Earlier this week, we aired a story about the future of the Arrowhead Village Trailer Park residents in Flagstaff. That story contained errors regarding zoning. We have invited city officials to appear on the show next week to sort out the discrepancies. We apologize for the errors. Find out if there's a chance of rain coming our way from meteorologist Lee Bourne.
And Brooke Cowell has the latest on how NAU football is doing. Stay with us.
I was an ordinary guy, but I switched to Suddenlink's new internet, and now I can't stop being awesome, because it's the fastest in town. Downloads, uploads, any kind of load, everything just flows at speeds 13 times faster than phone company DSL. Even when the whole family is online, there's no buffering. With DSL, we were suffering. Yep, anything the phone company can do, I can do faster. Now that I have the next big thing from Suddenlink. Now that I have a house full of easy.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Keep up with NAZ Today by adding us on Facebook, following our Twitter account @NAZ Today, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Stay connected with us no matter where you are.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
All right, despite the weak weather disturbance, it brought some cloud cover out there today, moving across Arizona. Still temperatures a little bit above average for this time of year. Very mild day, 65 today in Flagstaff, 59 is a high temperature average for this time of year. 79 record high set back in 1959. Cloud cover kept us mild overnight last night. 34 degrees. Also a little bit smoky out there today, and I talked to a friend of mine that works for the Forest Service and was on that burn down off Lake Marion. I found it interesting. They've been waiting several years to burn down in that area. There's already been some mechanical cleanup out in the woods to make the forest more healthy, but they've been waiting for the perfect weather conditions along with the perfect fuel moisture conditions, and today was just the perfect day to burn down there. We're probably going to see some smoke kind of settle in that Lake Murray corridor overnight tonight as it's still smoldering, but it's been waiting 3 years to get out there and burn. And today's high temperatures across the state, everybody on the warm side, 71 in Winslow, Payson 76, 79 Sedona, Phoenix 93 degrees, and they also want nice temperatures out there for the burn. Not too hot so the fire doesn't burn too warm, and it's not going to get really hot this time of year, but also not so too cool so that it burns at a nice level out there. And they were burning a lot of the underbrush. Okay, here's a look at this weak area of low pressure that's moving across the state. It's really just a very little ripple in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It is managing to squeak out some very light rain showers across east Arizona and also up across the Kaibab Plateau area. This area of low pressure is going to slowly track across Arizona for the next 24 hours or so and slowly off to the east. And I think we see some lingering showers mainly along the eastern border tomorrow. Less cloud cover for sure for us here in Flagstaff. Really, we are still under high pressure despite this little area of low pressure, this little ripple in the atmosphere. High pressure, still huge. Look, it's several thousand miles out into the Pacific and encompasses much of the western portion of the United States. So this high pressure area is on the scale of several thousand kilometers, while this little weak ripple in the atmosphere is only on the scale of a few hundred kilometers. So it's really not a storm. It's just a little eddy in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You also notice another one out here in the Pacific. These are all like they slip in under the ridge of high pressure. Most of the weather needs to go up and over the top of the ridge of high pressure, but these little ripples can sometimes make their way through. In the meantime, you see a very active way out in the Pacific, and eventually early next week we're going to be in for a pattern shift. It's going to start to break down this huge area of high pressure. Actually, this storm system you see way out here in the Pacific is going to go up into Alaska, and then early next week around Monday it drops straight down out of Canada. It'll approach us, a pretty strong cold front. It'll be a windy day on Monday and much cooler come Tuesday with a slight chance, or I wouldn't even say slight, models are wavering right now on how much precipitation, if any, we're going to have. Definitely windy and cooler, possibly a little rain and snow showers across northern Arizona. Still a little out there, hard to tell exactly what's going to happen next Tuesday. We'll be able to talk about it next Monday, though. Currently outside, it's 52 degrees, mostly cloudy, relative humidity 30%, wind calm. Overnight tonight, the cloud cover will gradually clear, and I think some of the smoldering smoke out there will settle in some of the Lake Mary neighborhoods overnight tonight. Tomorrow, another lovely late October day, still hanging in there, mid-60s, 64 forecast here in Flagstaff. Light wind once again. Sunrise 642 statewide temperatures. Everybody still very pleasant. 74 in Prescott for Friday, 79 Sedona, Payson 72, Phoenix 88 degrees. Okay, here's the extended forecast for us here in Flagstaff, and it's all that high pressure all the way through the weekend. Things start to change on Monday. We become windy. Temperatures down a bit, down a whole lot more come Tuesday. 47 degrees, possible rain and snow showers depicted in that, and for you down in Sedona, temperatures looking quite nice. Still can get out of the creek with temperatures in the upper 70s, right around the 80 degree mark. Overnight lows in the mid 40s, and the wind will pick up for you on Monday as well.
All right, sounds good. I'm heading down to Sedona after the show. Just teasing.
It is gorgeous down there right now for sure.
All right, coming up after the break, Brooke Howell, bring us the sports.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. But before we make room for the 2014 Cadillacs, we've still got a huge selection of brand new 2013s to choose from. Models like the powerful CTS, the ATS voted 2013 Car of the Year, the popular SRX crossover, and Cadillac's crown jewel, the Escalade. You can always count on our same relaxed, no pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
We are going to start things off on the football field with NAU football. A big game for the Lumberjacks this weekend as they take on the Cal Poly Mustangs. The Jacks currently have a 3-1 league record, while the Mustangs have a 2-1 conference record. But the rushing yards for these teams are almost identical, as Zach Bowman has an average 125 yards per game, and Cal Poly's running back has 115 yards per game. The game is Saturday night at 6 o'clock at Cal Poly. Sports reporter Tressa Tudrick went to practice to give us a little insight on the Jacks defense and their plans to stop Cal Poly's offense.
The NAU defense is seen as a threat in the Big Sky Conference as they lead the Big Sky with 4 pick sixes.
Earlier this season, many injuries hit the defensive line. After adjustments were made, the defense became a key component of how the season is going. Linebacker Austin Haskett thinks the defense plays a big part in how the rest of the team plays.
Definitely think that we're the heartbeat, you know. We kind of get everything going, and I feel like when we're rolling, our team rolls, and the same thing with the offense.
Defensive lineman Tim Wilkinson believes both the offense and the defense bring each other up.
As our defensive coordinator says, Coach Thompson, he says they don't score, they don't win. And, you know, sometimes the offense might have a hard time, and we might have to have their bag, and then sometimes, like, we might struggle a little bit, got to have our bag, but at the end of the day, like, we have to do our jobs to win the game.
And defensive back Lucky Dozier thinks how the defense plays impacts game results.
Defense wins championships, basically, in my thought. You know, that's what we believe in as a unit. So I think, you know, whoever can play the best defense is going to win that game.
This Saturday, the Jacks travel to Cal Poly, who leads the Big Sky in rushing offense. The D-line knows just what to do to get the job done.
Well, I'll say up front, because I'm a defensive lineman, we got to be heavy with our hands, you know, violent with our hands. We got to make sure we have good gap control.
With the triple option, they're going to try and mess with your eyes a little bit, a lot of misdirection. So we got to have our eyes in the right place, stay disciplined, and play off those cuts.
We definitely got to play harder than last week. This is going to be a war, basically.
Currently, both NAU and Cal Poly are tied in the Big Sky with a 3-1 conference record. For NAZ Today, I'm Tressa Tedrick.
Moving on, although flag football is on the road, the volleyball team is at home tonight. With 2 games left in the season, the Eagles are taking on the Fountain Hills Falcons tonight. The game started at 6 o'clock in Flagstaff's gym. Coconino's volleyball team is on the road tonight as well, ranking 10th in the playoffs predictions. They're facing 4th-ranked Snowflake High School. The game started at 6 o'clock at Snowflake High. The NPA Spartans are playing tonight on the road. The Spartans are facing Camp Verde High School tonight, hoping for the win to move up in the playoff seed. They're currently ranked 9th. That game started at 6, and you can get all the scores to these games at maxpreps.com when they are over. NAU volleyball is on the road this weekend as well with a 7-3 conference record. After beating North Dakota last week, the Jacks are trying to keep it going. The Lady Jacks play tonight at Weber State at 6 o'clock and again on Saturday at Idaho State, also at 6 o'clock. Finally, we get to the talk of the sports show now with the World Series. The start of the series was last night, and I'm going to take you into the bottom of the first inning with runners on first and second. Big Poppy David Ortiz up for Boston will hit a grounder to the second baseman, and Cosma can't quite make the play, and that will make bases loaded for Boston. Now Napoli up gets a nice hit to deep left center that will clear the bases, with all 3 runners giving Boston a 3-0 lead in just the first inning. Now Poppy up in the bottom of the second with a almost home run, but not quite. Check this out as Beltran makes a nice over-the-fence grab, and a run will score, and he is still in the lineup for tonight, even with bruised ribs. Now bottom of the 7th, and Ortiz up again, and it finally goes out this time with a homer to right. Boston will go on to win that game 8-1. Leading the series 1-0, but I do believe St. Louis is up 1-0 right now, in probably the 5th at this point.
Yeah, we just gave it a check. It is 1-0.
Okay, very cool. I want St. Louis. I don't know about you guys.
Boston all the way.
All right, well, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Over 20 years and with more than 65,000 success stories, Coconino Community College is vital to your future.
My name is Josie Escoto. Unlike most college students, I enrolled in CCC's Allied Health Program at the age of 45. And today, I work in the healthcare industry. When I become a registered nurse, I'll be giving back by helping those in need. And that's why I support Coconino Community College.
With your support, Coconino Community College will remain efficient, effective, and excellent.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Ready to follow your dreams? Let Northern Arizona University chart your course with local classes at more than 30 campuses statewide.
My NAU is in the Valley.
My NAU is in Mojave County. Convenient, affordable, with accredited degree programs.
My NAU is in Tucson.
My NAU is on the reservation. The extended campuses of Northern Arizona University. Statewide, online, and in Flagstaff.
All right, welcome back. It's good looking weather around here all the way through the weekend. We do get another fall storm system approaching Monday. Wind picks up, much cooler, much different pattern change by next Tuesday for sure, with a chance of some rain and snow here in Flagstaff. For you down in Sedona, temperatures right around 80 in the day, overnight lows mid-40s, and you'll have wind on Monday, maybe some light rain showers on Tuesday with a high down to 62.
All right, well, an Atlanta area high school cheerleader has a special title to add to her resume, world record holder. Check out her amazing feat. Michaela Clark did a whopping 44 back handsprings in a row, breaking the previous record of 36. The Westlake High School's junior has been working towards this goal since the beginning of the football season, according to her coach. Local news station WSB reports that Clark has been cheering since she was 4 years old. She's a member of the Georgia All-Star competition squad. Clark's coach says that the teen is expecting to receive an official certificate from Guinness World Records later this week.
Does he just watch?
That's what I was thinking too. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.